As the world continues to wait for a personal update from Kate Middleton after her sudden abdominal surgery, a lot of us are starting to worry. Here's why you should too. Kensington Palace's January 2024 announcement about Kate's medical condition provided one of the first causes for alarm. It said that she would have to spend as long as 2 weeks recovering at the London clinic and wouldn't be able to return to work for almost 2.5 months. That's a long recovery time, which is indicative of a serious medical procedure. Medical experts have attested to the rigors of such a recovery, such as gastroenterologist Dr. Roshini Raj, who told Today,
"It does take a while for those muscles to heal, for you to be able to be back to your sort of fighting function and being able to lift, heavy things or walk a long period of time."
Ultimately, the palace decided not to disclose the specific problem that the princess was suffering from. The shroud of secrecy heightened concerns about her health, with one ex-user who claimed to be a medical practitioner writing, 14 days in hospital post-op elective non-cancer abdominal surgery is a lot for someone who went home the day after vaginal childbirth. Something weird is going on. Regardless of why Kate needed the procedure, it wasn't something to be taken lightly. In a piece for the Daily Mail, Dr. Max Pemberton agreed that the length of Kate's hospital stay is not the norm and agreed that it's likely something quite serious. There's also the potential for worrisome complications. Pemberton revealed that his own hernia surgery resulted in a bladder issue that lasted 6 weeks. He also pointed out that Kate has 3 kids at home, so while she's trying to rest and recover, the royal probably can't help but worry about how her condition is affecting their lives. On February 27th, Kensington Palace told the Associated Press that Kate Middleton's recovery was going well after her return home from the hospital. However, most updates on her health have come via supposed palace insiders and royal experts. According to a report from the Daily Mail, Kate was feeling good enough to travel and accompanied her family when they headed to King Charles III's Sandringham estate for the royal version of a staycation. This information came courtesy of someone described as a friend. But for a lot of people, that isn't enough to stop them from worrying. An update from Kate herself would go a long way to quell fears about why she made a public appearance at Sandringham on Christmas Day and then went MIA. Taking into account that King Charles III appeared in an X video not long after he was diagnosed with cancer to read cards from well-wishers, you'd think that Kate would be able to follow suit and let her supporters know that she's appreciative of their concern in a similar manner. A source told Us Weekly that Kate was working from her bed at the end of January, so if she can work and travel, it's definitely a bit strange that she wouldn't take the time to make a quick appearance of some kind on social media. Prince William was supposed to attend a ceremony honoring his late godfather, King Constantine of Greece, on February 27, 2024. However, the palace told the Associated Press that he had to make a last-minute change of plans due to a personal matter.
Whether one of the kids is ill, whether he had some other business to attend to, we don't know.
The lack of elaboration invited online speculation that the decision was connected to his wife. The same day, it was reported that one of William's friends, Thomas Kingston, had been found dead. Kingston was married to Lady Gabriella Kingston, the daughter of Prince and Princess Michael of Kent. He was also once romantically linked to Pippa Middleton. Thomas's death was reportedly unrelated to William's absence at his godfather's memorial. So it goes without saying that Kate has found herself surrounded by turmoil and tragedy as she tries to recover from a serious surgery. William and Pippa will likely need some consolation in the wake of Kingston's death, and Kate may feel compelled to put her own needs on the back burner to be there for her family. William has already had to leave Kate's side to fill in for his father at some events, so she may not be getting the amount of support she needs from her husband. And of course, King Charles III's cancer diagnosis has undoubtedly cast a dark cloud over the royals, forcing them all to think about a future without him. It's easy to imagine that this is something that weighs heavily on Kate's mind as well. On top of all that, with rumors about Kate's silence running wild and the royal family being short-handed due to King Charles III's cancer treatments, Kate may be feeling pressure to get back to work as soon as possible. It would help lessen her in-laws' workloads and silence the speculation that there's something nefarious afoot. But it might not be the healthiest decision. A bowel cancer surgeon specialist told Hello that Kate's stitches could cause her discomfort for up to 9 months after her surgery, depending on how invasive her procedure was. Meanwhile, Dr. Max Pemberton shared with the Daily Mail that he had to switch to wearing loose-fitting athletic wear for a few weeks after his abdominal surgery. So if Kate rushes to resume her royal duties, it could be a nightmare rocking her usual attire. Superficialities aside, Pemberton echoed what all of us have been hoping, saying, "I hope Kate makes a speedy recovery, but also hope she doesn't return to duties until she's good and ready." Kate's situation is also unique because she might feel overwhelmed by the attention she'll undoubtedly get when she steps out in public again. She could already be feeling anxious about the prospect of being expected to open up about her medical issues in a way that she's not comfortable with. And if it turns out that she really was hiding something, well, the British tabloids will stop at nothing to exploit that for all it's worth. Besides the more obvious issues and mysteries surrounding Kate's absence, there are definitely other things to consider, chiefly her relationship with her husband. Before Kate and King Charles III's health issues began dominating the royal discourse, there were whispers that all was not well between her and William. While Tom Quinn was doing research for his book, Gilded Youth, An Intimate History of Growing Up in the Royal Family, he spoke to a palace source who claimed that the royal couple has had some fiery fights. This isn't too surprising, of course, since most married couples can attest to the occasional spat. Furthermore, Quinn joked that they deserve kudos for not flinging solid objects around that might cause some damage. He told Express, "William and Kate throw cushions at each other. It's always kept under control." However, these typical fights aren't the only sort of disagreements they've had. Some have been a bit more serious. According to a 2023 OK report, Will and Kate have butted heads over Prince George's future. A source said Kate felt anguished when Will insisted on sending him to boarding school after a lot of arguing. This likely isn't something she will just let go after abandoning her bid to keep him at home. It will quite possibly be a continuous source of dissonance between them. That being said, having this sort of thing hanging over her head could definitely impede her ability to properly recover from the trauma of an invasive surgery.